All right, today we are going to do a sizzling pepper beef with rice. This was not what I planned to make tonight, to be completely honest. I planned to do banh mi's. And then I opened my fridge and my pork smelled terrible because I've had it for like a week and it's been frozen. Anyway, doesn't matter. Pork wasn't good to eat. So, did some digging, looked at my list, ran back into town and grabbed some ingredients, and that's what we're making now. So, should be good. I haven't made it before, so you're learning as I learn. It looks fantastic, and I really just look. Anyone who's watched this channel before will know I love steak, and I really wanted something that, given things are expensive at the moment, I was like, you can still have good steak, you can still have good beef, but I wanted something that will go a long way. So one good Scotch fillet will go a very long way with this recipe. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just sort of roughly putting a bit of this garlic peeled back, not very thorough. You can leave a bit of skin on it, but not too much. So, right, make the sauce first. About half a teaspoon of ginger, I think. Yep. Like that. I always used to use a garlic crusher, and I just never do anymore. I don't carry one anymore. Graters are so much more versatile. Not a big box grater, just a single, I would recommend a finer one than that. If you want to get fancy, you can use a microplane, but I'm just using a Coles one. I'm probably going to get something in between a microplane and a Coles one, just like a better quality fine grater. Throw this in my compost bin. Okay, 3 cloves of garlic. And if you can't get too close and get to the end, you just chop them up finally. Now we want 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. So oyster sauce doesn't taste like oysters, it tastes sweet and salty and delicious. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. 1 tablespoon of honey. A good crunch of black pepper, so quite a lot. So probably you're aiming for like a tablespoon of freshly made pepper. This is pepper beef, after all. And a tiny bit of water, 1 tablespoon of water. Really quick mix. Next, I'm going to dice up an onion. Well, not a whole onion. I'm going to go like half an onion. Now, just going to go long ways on this. Actually, I might go in half then long ways, because I want strands of onion. I don't want this to be diced. So in half, and then now I'll do that later. No, I'll do it now. Spring onion. Now, these are actually a whole bunch of bits from previous recipe that I've got left over, all the green bits. Because this is kind of a garnishy thing, I can use a bit of the green bits, but I'm not going to go right down at the end. I'm just going to get a few of these. If you ever see me throwing like a little scrap like that, it's because I'm on the family farm. So no one's going to be here. I won't be here for another few weeks. A scrap of spring onion is not going to go anywhere and do anything. As long as it doesn't have roots, it'll be fine. But I wouldn't do that in a normal campsite. Now, I'll put the grate on. And out of my freezer, I'm getting this, which is a Scotch fillet. Now, a few things are all doing this, but freezing it so it's not totally frozen, but it's not completely flaccid either. This big bit of fat in the middle, I'm going to use that as the oil. So I get this pan on there, a bit of red meat off. get this panel out so that it can start rendering down. Now all the other beef, we can just dice up as thin as you can. So these are probably 1.5 mil thick, 2 mil thick. I'm not that good with a knife. And you need a sharp knife for this. I haven't sharpened this one in weeks. It's doing a really good job, so it's good. Sharp enough. But yeah, so the freezing side is so that you can cut it thin, right? And so it doesn't cook too quickly, although I've heard mixed reviews on whether that makes a difference. In some Asian supermarkets, you can actually get shaved beef. And they give you like a nice fatty shaved beef. Definitely get that if you can. Now I believe you're actually supposed to eat this straight out of the pan. It's like a sizzling. We'll see how we go. Makes sense to me. Right, let's go and check on that beef, and we'll go down there and do the rest. Okay, so this is all sort of rendered down. There's a bit of oil in the bottom here now. So I've moved most of the fire over the other side. We don't want too much heat here. We'll get the onions. This is, from now on, it's quick. Right, those are starting to brown up. That's good. Now, things get serious. I'm gonna get my gloves. Because now we want full heat. So this is gonna go onto full heat here. I'll pile all the onions in the middle. And around the edge, we're going to put beef. Yeah, that's, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but that's actually searing already, which is nearly impossible on a gas burner. Just real fire stuff. You can do that on a professional wok burner or a fire. And as someone who has the longest tongs in the world, I should really be using them. These are the short ones. I use the really long donkey long tongs for moving the fire around these ones. So they're always dirty. Dirty pan to clean pan. Works well. Alright. Let's chuck in some pre-cooked rice. I'd love to say it's cold and refrigerated and stuff, but it's still like warm. Only cooked it about an hour and a half ago. Sauce. Spring onion. Okay. See, once the sauce and everything's all sort of stirred in, what you want to do is actually just leave it for a second so that it browns the bottom of that rice. And that's going to create a really, really good flavour. So everything's cooked. Everything's good to go. Alright, crispy, let's do it. Look, I think for a bit of extra colour, we've kind of got to put a little bit more spring onion on there. I think you could do with some sesame seeds. Okay, now this is a sizzling dish, so fire to, one of these. Bit more salt. Not quite salty enough. Yeah, with a bit more salt, it's good. Okay, let's try that. The only thing all I was thinking was it could really do with a little pop of sweetness, and a little pop of sweetness would be corn. So anyway, it's exceptionally nice, but it would be, I think, honestly, one of those perfect dishes without corn. There it is. That plus corn is unreal. That's so nice. That's so easy. And no washing up. Well, not no washing up, as in no plates to wash up. This is my wife's idea. I think it's a great one. I told her what ingredients I had. She was like, just go and get an onion and some beef. That ginger's fantastic. All right. Test. Rogue One. Not a CB code. This is from Sangroper Brewing, who's one of my top tier patrons. A really nice bloke. And he gave me some of these pale ales at the show. It goes really well with beer. How could it not, though? Okay, you've got to have a decent heat tolerance in your mouth. And I mean, temperature heat, there's obviously no chili in this. But if you do, we'll just serve that out onto plates afterwards. But eating it straight out of there is a lot. But it's also really good and kind of addictive, and I kind of want to constantly eat it. So anyway, I'm going to go and sit down, eat as much of this as I want, put the rest in Tupperware, and call it a day. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching, and cheers for the beer, mate.